Alright guys, welcome. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Safemoon. It's a new cryptocurrency that has launched in March and it's been causing quite a stir. It's been exploding and coming back down to earth and then exploding again, and the ride is just beginning. So we're going to dive into a little bit about what it is, how you can buy it, and where it might be going. First of all, let's talk about where it's trading at the time of making this video, because tomorrow it could be double, could be half, it could be literally 10 times as high. So as of right now making this video, I've got it on my phone. It is trading in terms of US dollars, by the way, at 0.000064, okay? So that is the rate that we're trading at right now. It's been as high as about double that, and it's been, well, as low as way lower. It's already been up like 10,000, 20,000% from where it started. So that's the rate that it's trading at right now. Now, one thing that I do have to mention is you have to invest at your own will. You have to do your own research and determine what's best for yourself. You know, don't take my advice as exact investment advice. I'm just talking about my opinions and how I feel about this subject. So it's your money, do what you want. Be willing to lose something, or, you know, be willing to gain something and cash out when you feel ready. It's all up to you. So make your own choices wisely. So let's just quickly understand the basics. What is it? When did it start? And kind of what is the point of it? So this cryptocurrency started in March. That's when it was launched and listed. It hasn't been on very many exchanges because it's so new. So you had to go through a few different hoops and hurdles to try and purchase it. And it's still kind of that way. However, they've actually been launching it now on some bigger exchanges, which means you can purchase it quite like you can any other cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatnot. And this means you can go on the exchange, you can, you know, deposit money, US dollars, whatever your currency is, and then just purchase the cryptocurrency outright, Safemoon in this case. But beforehand, it wasn't really listed on exchanges. It was on something called PancakeSwap, which means you had to convert your currency, which is USD, you know, Canadian dollar, or whatever, into this currency called BNB, which is a different token, then convert it into Safemoon. It was a little bit of a tricky thing to do, and that's still the way that you can do it now. But anyways, that's kind of the basics of kind of how it got started and how you could buy it. And I'll jump into a little bit more details about how you can purchase it if you'd like later. But let's move on to the next topic of what is it and kind of what's its purpose. So the creators wanted it to be something a little bit different, using something called tokenomics, which adds a few different ways of how the coin functions and how holders actually can benefit from this coin. So unlike Bitcoin, for example, if you purchase one Bitcoin, that's all you're ever going to have. You know, that's your amount. It's one Bitcoin. It's not going to change. If you purchase, say, 1 million Safemoon, and by the way, 1 million Safemoon as of right now sounds like a lot, right? But remember that price point. It's actually very cheap. So 1 million Safemoon is going to be something like $5 in that, you know, general ballpark, $5, $10, something like that. So if you have, again, 1 million Safemoon, you're actually going to earn more Safemoon just from holding it. Now you might be asking, how is that possible? Why can you just earn more? Well, anytime someone is purchasing or selling Safemoon, in this instance, let's talk about selling it, you actually will get a fee, and it's going to be like a 10% fee. Now, what happens with that fee? So if you're selling 20 million Safemoon, you're going to pay like a 2 million Safemoon fee, and that is actually going to get redistributed to all of the holders of Safemoon. There's a few other things. There's going to be a few tokens burned, which means some disappear kind of indefinitely, so that it keeps the supply in check. There's going to be some fees to kind of the exchanges and whatnot, and the currency being used and whatnot. But a percentage of that, I believe it's 5% of the fees, will actually get redistributed to all of the Safemoon holders. So that means if you have, you know, 10 million Safemoon or 1 million Safemoon, you're going to be getting a little bit of that pie. Now, if you have 1 million, you're going to get less than someone holding 10 million, because it's all about how many you own to determine how much will be redistributed to you. So if you earn 1 million, you might say, for example, earn 500 Safemoon every few hours, but someone has 10 million Safemoon might earn a few thousand Safemoon per hour. So it's kind of depending on how much you own to determine how much you will get. Now let's talk about the fees. Every cryptocurrency for the most part is going to have fees when you sell it. Some are very high like Ethereum, some are a little bit lower like Bitcoin, and they can fluctuate. So why does Safemoon have a 10% fee? Well, the creators say that it's to kind of encourage you to keep holding it. One, if you're holding it, you're going to earn more, like I mentioned. And two, if you're holding it, you don't have to pay that 10% fee because you're not selling it. Now, eventually, of course, the point would probably be to sell it one day, but the longer you hold it, the more it's going to be worth. So if you're selling it at $100 and a 10% fee, you'd only get like $90 back. But if you're holding it and the price keeps growing and growing and growing, and you're selling it at $1,000, you're going to be paying, $100 in fees, but that's still $800 more than you would have gotten beforehand. So that's kind of the basics of why there's the fee, how the fee works, and how you can earn coins just by holding it. So we've compared it a little bit to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies of how it works and how much supply there is. Let's talk a little bit more about, where this thing could go, right? Because right now it's still in its very early stages. It's only a couple months old. And, not many people know about it. More people are starting to know about it because of the social media aspect of it. And by the way, Safemoon's social media team is very, very strong. It's one of the reasons why I think that this is an interesting play, because it doesn't really matter what you have or what the product is. If the social media is able to, or the marketing team is able to build hype and get people really involved and caring about it, it's going to add value to it, right? So it doesn't matter if this isn't the best cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter if it is the best cryptocurrency. If people care about it and if people like it, that's what's going to determine the price. And if you can get 1 million people on Twitter talking about it, it's going to raise the price, right? And it's going to keep going and going and going. And more people will know about it. More and more people will get invested and shoot the price up, as we've already seen with it happening, where it's up 10,000, 20,000%. And that's probably, going to be something that we might see in the future. All right, so the next thing that I do want to talk about is a little bit of that price history. Just a few days ago, we actually saw Safemoon go about 10 times the price in a matter of a few days, even a couple of days, I think. So that means if you bought, say, $100 worth, you'd have $1,000 worth. If you bought $1,000 worth, you'd have $10,000 worth. However, there was a big pullback, and it actually dropped all the way back down like 70% at one point, which means that if you didn't sell, if you invested 100 and you got to 1,000, if you didn't sell, you're back down to like 300. Still great profit, right? But there's also the other side of it, where some people bought in at the top with $1,000, and now they were sitting at $300. Since then, because this thing moves very fast, it's already back up, and now if you invested 1,000 at the top, you're probably sitting at about $500. And of course, if you invested a while ago, you're still up quite a fair amount. Where can it go? It can go a lot of places. It could go back down to zero, like 0, maybe not necessarily that, but 10 decimal place zero. It could go up to a cent. It could go up to 10 cents. Is that likely? Probably not, using our knowledge of how the market cap looks. And if it did hit 10 cents, the amount of supply of Safemoon tokens out there would make this thing worth trillions and trillions of dollars. So that's probably not the most likely scenario, that it'll hit 10 cents or $1 or anything. But let's also just remind ourselves what people said about Dogecoin, even a few months ago, right? Because 2 years ago, Dogecoin was at a very similar situation, just 0.000 whatever. And now it's trading at 40 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, jumping around. Do I think that'll happen for Safemoon? Maybe, maybe not. No one really knows. It could at least get to 0.0001. Who's to say? Absolutely. It absolutely could. But it's just about the risk you're willing to take. Now, where I see this is, if you're someone who likes to take a little bit of risk with high upside, it's a pretty decent shot to take, because if social media is backing this so much and there are so many waves, that's going to create a lot of buzz. It's going to expand more and more. That means more people are going to talk about it, more people are going to get interested, thus pushing the price forward. So if you think about investing $100, if that's something you're willing to lose, right? No matter what happens, if you lost $100 and it's something you're okay with, if you lose it, it's not going to ruin your life. It would, not be great, but it's still something that you're okay with losing. You have to think the worst that can happen is you're losing $100. If this thing does go up to some of these numbers we're talking about, 0.0001, 0.001, or even 1 cent, you're talking about 1,000, 10,000, 100,000% returns, depending on some of these numbers. So if you're willing to take the risk and rely on maybe social media and the hype factor around these things, especially with Dogecoin doing what it did and showing the ability to have amazing runs like that, it might be a risk you want to take. Because even if you're just tripling your money, that's $300 like that. Or you're losing on 100. on most, at the very most. So it's certainly something interesting to think about. And one more thing I will add, if you do want to buy Safemoon, right now you can go to Safemoon's Twitter and you can see a bunch of information about how to buy it. Now, one way that I'll tell you though I bought it is through an app called Trust Wallet. And I just figure I might as well support someone who made a really good video about how to buy it, because he goes into a lot of detail. This video would be like 20 minutes long if I made it myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and link his. It's a very good way to buy it. But now it's also listed on exchanges. Like I said, go to Safemoon's Twitter and you can see all these details for yourself. So when it comes down to it, what do I think of this cryptocurrency and where do I think it's going? In my honest opinion, I think that it is certainly a risk worth taking. Only invest what you're willing to lose, but the upside is just too high to ignore compared to the downside. And you can determine whatever your downside is, whether that's $50, $100, maybe it's $4,000 for you, and that wouldn't hurt too much. But if you're talking about how easily it is possible, right, to multiply your money and for this thing to explode, it's just something that I don't want to miss out on. But of course, I'm not going to put too much in because it does have the chance of going back down and never reviving. That's something you have to think about. So it's something to definitely consider. And if you're having fun with a little bit of risk, you're okay with a little bit of risk, it would be a decent idea, right? Because of the social media hype, the marketing team behind it, and the situation we're in with a cryptocurrency like Dogecoin exploding. It's given people a little bit of, I would say, not respect, but a little bit of, it gave people a little bit of belief that it can happen, and it has happened, and it can happen again with something like Safemoon, as it's already shown a little bit. By the way, we're talking again about it being at this number, which I've said it's 0.000 whatever 6, but it was at, a few decimal places further behind just a few weeks ago. It's already had a huge run, and it's already shown that it can reach higher heights. Maybe it will again, and that's something that I'll be very interested to see. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please do drop a like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. We're going to be posting plenty more business videos, how to make money, how to invest, how to start businesses and keep up with businesses, all sorts of things like that. And we could do more crypto stuff as well, because it's something I'm very interested in. And of course, follow me on social media, guys. I would appreciate that. It'll be on this screen. One more thing I do want to mention, if you guys are interested in investing in the stock market and even new cryptos, for instance, Dogecoin did just get listed. Webull is a great place to do it, and you guys can actually help me out if you do use my referral code, and I can help you out as well, because you will get a free stock if you do deposit money and start investing. So it can kind of be a win-win in both sides. If you guys are interested, link will be in the description. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see Safemoon listed on there as well soon. And by the way, comment down below, what do you think of Safemoon? Maybe I could even do some things like giveaways, so maybe I'll pick a commenter, a subscriber or something in the future. We'll definitely consider that. But comment down below, what do you think? Where is it going to go? What price point will it hit? And are you investing in it? Other than that, guys, we will see you later. Thanks for watching. Peace.